are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not what they said about you, and you are not what they failed to see in you. I need you to understand something right now. The way you see yourself determines the way you show up in the world. If you see yourself as broken, you're going to move through life like you're defeated. If you see yourself as average, you will only put forth. But if you change the way you see yourself, if you truly start to believe that you are chosen, called, destined for greatness, then you start walking differently, talking differently, grinding differently. You start moving like somebody who's got a purpose on their mind. You keep waiting for somebody to come validate you. But what if I told you the only validation you ever needed was the fire already inside of you? The problem is you've been looking in the wrong mirror. You've been staring at the reflection shaped by rejection, shaped by failure, shaped by fear. But what if you started seeing yourself through the eyes of vision instead of the eyes of history? What if you stopped replaying the moments where you failed and started replaying the moment you chose to keep going? Because that's who you are. You're not the one who got knocked down. You're the one who got up. Every single time. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care how hard it's been. You've survived 100% of your worst days. And if you made it through that, then you got greatness in your bones. But the truth is, the world can't see it if you don't see it first. You got to stop seeing yourself as somebody who's behind. Somebody who's not enough. Somebody who can't win. You are not behind. You are being built. You're not stuck. You're being strengthened. You're not broken. You're being refined for something greater. When you wake up in the morning, you got to look in the mirror and remind yourself, I was created with purpose. I was born with value. I was built to overcome. And even if I don't feel like it right now, I'm still going to act like it until I become it. Because change doesn't start on the outside. It starts in your mindset. It starts with the words you speak over yourself when nobody's watching. You can't walk like a king when you think like a peasant. You can't live like a warrior when you see yourself as a victim. You have to start seeing yourself through the lens of what's possible, not what's probable. You keep waiting for the world to change, but the world won't change until you change. And you won't change until you change the way you see yourself. That's where it starts. It's not about getting more degrees or more followers or more applause. It's about becoming the version of you that already lives inside, the version that's been waiting for you to believe. You're not chasing success. You're uncovering it. It was always in you, but the vision gets blurry when you're constantly comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. You've got your own story. Own it. Stop apologizing for your potential. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into the comfort zone of people who gave up on their dreams. You want to rise, then look in the mirror and speak life. You want to level up, then look in the mirror and say, I got this. Not because it's easy, but because I'm built for it. Because I've been through too much to settle. Because I've cried too many nights, bled through too many battles, struggled through too many storms to let it all go to waste. I've come this far, then I owe it to the grind, to the pain, to the fight to see it through. I refuse to quit on a version of me I haven't even met yet. That's why I'm changing the way I see myself. I'm not looking for easy. I'm looking for elevation. You are not just anybody. You are chosen. You are powerful. You are unstoppable when you believe it. But that belief, it starts with you. Not your friends, not your followers, not your circumstance. It starts when you decide once and for all to stop seeing yourself through the lens of doubt and start seeing yourself through the lens of destiny. This is not hype. This is not fluff. This is the truth. If you could see who you are, if you could see the purpose stitched into your soul, you wouldn't waste another second living beneath your potential. So from this moment forward, you walk like you've already won. You move like greatness is your birthright. You grind like legacy is on the line, because it is. You've been lied to. Lied to by your failures. Lied to by the people who gave up on you. Lied to by your reflection. Somewhere along the journey, you stopped seeing the truth about who you are. You started seeing yourself through the lens of your pain, through the lens of your setbacks, through the lens of fear and insecurity. But today, right now, we're flipping the lens. Because until you change the way you see yourself, you will never unlock the life that was always meant for you. See, I get it. Life has a way of breaking you down. You grow up hearing what you can't do, who you'll never be, what you'll never become. And over time, And over time, if you're not careful, you start to believe it. You start to internalize it. You start shaping your identity around limitations that don't even belong to you. You've been carrying the weight of labels that were never yours to wear. Somebody else's opinion became your mirror. And that's the problem. Because the truth is, you're not broken. You're not weak. You're not lost. You are powerful. You are chosen. You are called. You were designed by greatness for greatness. But until you start to see it, it doesn't matter who else believes it. The world can't give you what you don't believe you deserve. And most people never rise, not because they're not capable, but because they keep showing up as a version of themselves that was created by fear. So let me ask you, what mirror are you looking in? Are you staring at the mirror of rejection, the mirror of shame, the mirror of past mistakes? Because if all you see is who you were, you'll never step into who you could be. The enemy is not your circumstance, it's your perspective. You're not in prison because of your environment. You're locked in by the way you see yourself in that environment. Let me break this down. Every action you take is shaped by identity. That's why when you see yourself as a failure, you won't even try. That's why when you see yourself as average, you'll settle for crumb when you were meant to feast. But if you ever woke up and start seeing yourself as a lion, if you start seeing yourself as someone chosen, worthy, capable, you would shift your entire reality. Because lions don't beg. Lions don't back down. Lions dominate. Listen to me. You've got greatness in your DNA. But greatness has to be activated by vision. You have to see it before you become it. You keep asking for blessings you don't even believe you're worthy of. You keep praying for success, but living like someone afraid of stepping into it. And that disconnect, that's the silent killer. That's what's keeping you on the sidelines when you were born to be on the field. You want to know how I know? Because I was you. I used to walk around thinking I wasn't enough, thinking I wasn't smart enough, not good enough, not ready. I let my past define my future. I let pain shape my potential. But something changed the day I decided to stop seeing myself through the eyes of doubt and start seeing myself through the eyes of destiny. I started looking in the mirror and speaking life. I started walking like somebody who was chosen, even when I didn't feel like it. Because feelings fade, but truth remains. And the truth is, you were created to win. You are born with value, and no mistake, no failure, no loss can cancel that truth unless you allow it. But you've got to take ownership. You've got to take responsibility for the way you talk to yourself. You've got to rewrite the script that's been playing in your head on repeat. The one that says you can't, the one that says you'll never, the one that says you're not enough. Rip that script up and write a new one. One that aligns with who you are, not who you've been pretending to be just to survive. Let me tell you what survival mode does. It makes you shrink. It makes you doubt. It makes you settle. And settling is not your portion. Survival is not your calling. You were made to thrive. You were made to rise. But it starts with seeing yourself differently. Because when the vision shifts, the grind shifts. When the identity aligns, the action follows. You stop chasing success and start embodying it. Stop trying to fix the outer world when the inner world is broken. You keep changing your goals, your surroundings, your routines, but if you don't change the way you see yourself, nothing will last. You can't outwork full self-commitment. You can't out-hustle self-doubt. You have to attack the roots. You have to confront the lies. You have to stare down every label and say, that's not who I am anymore. That was the old me, the insecure me, the wound me, but I'm not living there anymore. I've been upgraded. I've been elevated. I've been awakened. Do you understand the power you unlock when you shift your vision? You know what happens when you finally realize you are not your failures, not your trauma, not your fear. You become dangerous. Dangerous to mediocrity, dangerous to doubt, dangerous to every excuse that once kept you bound. And that's the goal, to become dangerous to anything that tries to destroy your potential. But you got to fight, because the world will always try to remind you of who you used to be. You'll have moments where you slip, moments where you relapse into old habits, old thoughts, old patterns. But the difference is, when your identity is changed, you don't stay there. You bounce back faster. You don't live in guilt. You don't ever let yourself go back to being blind every single day. You got to wake up and make a decision. Do I choose the version of me that's limited, or do I step into the version of me that's limitless? Do I operate from my wounds, or do I operate from my why? Because your why will change your walk. Your why will change your work ethic. Your why will force you to stop playing small, because you realize your life ain't just about you. It's about the people depending on you to rise. It's about the legacy you're leaving behind. It's about the standard you're setting for everyone who comes after you. So you've got to look yourself in the mirror, not just once, but every day, and speak like your future depends on it. I'm talking about real, raw, unshakable conviction. You speak it even when you don't feel it. You speak it until your words catch up with your reality. You say it until your subconscious starts to believe it, because eventually your mind will rise to meet the level of your confession. You say, I am enough. I am powerful. I am worthy. I am chosen. I am not what they said. I am not what I lost. I am not what I went through. I am who I choose to become, and I choose to become greatness. You keep showing up like it's already yours. You keep grinding like the crown is already on your head. Because when you change the way you see yourself, you stop waiting for permission. You stop asking for approval. You stop seeking validation. You just go. You move differently. You carry yourself different. Because now you know who you are. And listen to me, you don't owe anybody an explanation for your growth. You don't have to defend your vision of people still committed to their limitations. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them leave. You keep rising. You keep walking. Because the vision God gave you wasn't meant for them to understand. The old you might have needed applause. The old you might have needed encouragement. But the new you doesn't wait to be motivated. The you is the motivation. You don't just inspire others. You embody inspiration. You become proof that transformation is real, that change is possible. When you shift your mindset, you can move your entire life. So today, make the decision. Change the way you see yourself. See the warrior. See our me champion. See the overcomer. You're not broken. You're just becoming. And the world needs the version of you that refuses to shrink, quit, and settle. Let the mirror reflect the truth. Let your actions reflect your beliefs, and let your life reflect your greatness.